Arthur Miller was an important American playwright, best known for writing plays that explore serious topics like society, personal responsibility, and the struggles of ordinary people. His most famous play is The Crucible, which shows the dangers of mass hysteria. He also wrote other well-known plays, such as Death of a Salesman and A View from the Bridge. Miller was born in New York City in 1915. He grew up during a difficult time in American history. The Great Depression, which started in the 1930s, caused many people to lose their jobs and homes. Miller's family faced financial problems, but they managed to stay together. His father worked in a clothing store, and his mother was a school teacher. Despite the financial difficulties, Miller's family loved books and reading, which helped to shape his future interest in writing. As a young man, Arthur Miller loved reading and writing. He was very interested in literature and wanted to become a writer. After finishing high school, he went to the University of Michigan. There, he studied English and learned about writing plays. He began to write his own plays while still in college. Miller's early plays focused on ordinary people and their challenges. He realized that theater could be a powerful way to express important social and political ideas. By the time he graduated, Miller knew that writing plays was his calling. After college, Miller moved to New York City and started his career as a playwright. His first successful play was All My Sons, which he wrote in 1947. The play tells the story of a father who sells faulty airplane parts to the military during World War II. The parts cause the deaths of young soldiers, and the father must deal with the consequences of his actions. All My Sons was a success and made Miller a well-known playwright. The play had a strong impact on audiences, as it raised questions about ethics, responsibility, and the consequences of war. Miller's next major play was Death of a Salesman, written in 1949. This play is about a man named Willy Loman, who works as a traveling salesman. Willy has big dreams, but he struggles to make a living and keep his family together. The play shows how the American dream, the idea that anyone can be successful if they work hard, is not always true. Death of a Salesman is one of the most famous American plays, and won several awards, including the Pulitzer Prize for Drama. The play continues to resonate with audiences around the world, because of its deep emotional power and its critique of modern society's values. Willy's tragic story of failure and despair highlights the difficult realities faced by many people in the pursuit of success. In the 1950s, Arthur Miller's life became more complicated. During this time, the United States was very concerned about the spread of communism, especially during the Cold War. Many people were afraid that communists were secretly working to take over the government. In 1956, Miller was called to testify before the House Un-American Activities Committee (HUAC), a government group that investigated people suspected of having communist ties. Miller refused to give the names of people he knew who might be communists, and as a result, he was found guilty of contempt of Congress. This hurt his career for a time, but Miller continued to write and speak out about social issues. The experience deeply affected him and shaped his future work, as he became more committed to addressing social injustices in his plays. In 1953, Miller wrote one of his most famous plays, The Crucible. The play is set during the Salem witch trials in the late 1600s. It shows how fear and suspicion can lead to dangerous actions. In the play, people accuse others of being witches, and many innocent people are punished or killed. The Crucible is an important play because it explores themes like the dangers of mob mentality and the effects of fear and lies on society. Some people saw The Crucible as a warning about the fear of communism that was spreading in the 1950s, which is why Miller wrote the play at that time. The play also critiques the ways in which people can be easily manipulated by authority figures and mass hysteria. Miller continued to write plays throughout his life. In 1955, he wrote A View from the Bridge, which takes place in an Italian-American community in New York. The play deals with themes of justice, loyalty, and family. It tells the story of Eddie Carbone, a longshoreman who becomes obsessed with his niece's relationship with a man who is staying with their family illegally. A View from the Bridge was also a big success and won many awards. Like many of his other plays, it explores the consequences of betrayal and the conflict between personal desires and social expectations. Through Eddie's story, Miller examines the destructive power of jealousy and pride. In the 1960s and 1970s, Miller wrote fewer plays, but he still remained active in the theater world. He also wrote a memoir called Time Bends, which talks about his life and career. Even though he was no longer writing as much, his works continued to have a major influence on American theater and drama. Miller's plays were performed around the world, and his works were studied in schools and universities. His legacy as a writer who deeply explored the human condition continued to grow. Arthur Miller's plays are known for their deep emotional power and their ability to make people think. They often show how individuals struggle against larger forces, such as society, the government, or family expectations. Miller believed that people had a responsibility to make the world a better place, and he used his plays to explore these ideas. His work has inspired many people around the world, and his plays are still performed today. Even after his death, Miller's influence is still felt, as his plays continue to raise important questions about the world we live in. Arthur Miller passed away in 2005, but his influence continues. His plays remain a vital part of American theater, and people still read and study his works. Miller's ability to capture the struggles of everyday people and to tell important stories about society and human nature has made him one of the greatest playwrights in American history. His works have been translated into many languages, and they continue to be performed in theaters worldwide. Through his work, Arthur Miller showed that theater can be a powerful tool for understanding the world and for challenging the problems of society. His plays are not just about the past, they speak to the issues we face today. Whether it's the search for truth, the battle between right and wrong, or the quest for personal meaning in a difficult world, Miller's plays continue to resonate with audiences everywhere. His work reminds us that art can be a mirror to society, helping us see our own struggles and find ways to address them. Arthur Miller's plays continue to inspire new generations of theatergoers and writers to think deeply about the world around them.